Now we're getting into some new stuff here, and in this video we'll discuss the QCheckBox, which, as you probably assume, is a checkbox. The QCheckBox doesn't really come with that many methods, but it comes with all the stuff you need. I already have it created here, and as you might assume, it also has the setText method that is going to set its text, same as with QLabel and QLineEdit. But let's run the application and see what this checkbox looks like. Now obviously it's just a standard issue checkbox that you've probably seen a billion times on your computer screen. So let's play with it a little bit. By default, as you've just seen, the QCheckBox is unchecked. So to set it as checked, we can just call checkbox.setCheck, and then we pass a boolean as our argument. Obviously it can be true or false, so if we set it to true and then run the application, we can see that our checkbox is now checked. Now obviously we want to have the ability to see if the checkbox is checked or not, and let's have some fun here. When you check or uncheck the checkbox, lots of checks there, it's going to fire an event called state changed. Let's create a handler for that event in which we'll see whether our checkbox is checked or not. Obviously first we need to get rid of this, but we also need to make our QCheckBox an instance-wide variable. And here's a neat little trick. In PyCharm, if you hold Alt key on your keyboard and you just keep clicking your cursor, it's going to allow you to type in multiple places at once. So I'm just going to do this. Obviously I had my cursor here as well. Get rid of that. Now let's create a handler, which is going to be our own custom method, and we'll call this method selected. In this method we're just going to see if our checkbox is checked or not. So if I call if self.checkbox.isChecked, this is the method that we use to make sure and see if our checkbox is checked or not. And if it is, it's going to return true, so this if will evaluate, and if not, it's going to return false. In this case, let's just print yay, and otherwise we'll print no with a sad face. Now let's connect the state change event to this handler. self.checkbox.stateChange.connect self.selected. And if we run our application now, watch what happens with the Python console as I'm checking this and unchecking it. You can see that yay shows up, and when I uncheck it, no shows up as well. So here we've seen the event that the QCheckBox emits or fires every time you uncheck it or check it, every time you click it. And we've also seen the method on how we can see and make sure whether our checkbox is checked or not.